We are back on the deep dive. And if you've been following along this strategic path, you know we're not really here for motivation. We're here for installation.
That's a great way to put it. We've done the philosophical work. We've moved past the big shifts in perception, defining your financial vision. And now we are deep in the weeds of stage 2, building financial resilience.
Right. And this entire system, this whole approach, it comes directly from Tamir Khaham, who is the originator of the 3-stage strategy for building financial independence.
Exactly. And it's a system. It's sequential. You've already done the foundational work.
Just to quickly recap for everyone, to ground us.
Yeah.
You've already done that heavy lifting.
Yeah.
We've talked about changing your perception, defining your identity and vision.
Yep.
We did the financial mapping, the budgeting.
Then stabilizing cash flow, building that saving habit, establishing the emergency fund, and of course, managing the bad debts.
So you've built that initial discipline. You've gotten the ball rolling.
And that momentum is crucial. But now we hit what is maybe the biggest failure point in all of personal finance. The shift from effort to architecture. We're talking about the most important stabilization layer of them all, automation.
So this is where we move from relying on, fragile human effort?
Yeah.
That habit you have to consciously fight for every single month.
Yes, we're moving from that to deploying a robust strategic architecture. And this is all viewed through the lens of the asset owner.
That identity is so key. An asset owner isn't just someone who works hard. They design their life, their systems, to require less hard work. They're the architect.
They build mechanisms that work even when they are not paying attention. And that's the whole point.
Which brings us to this really powerful question that Tamir Khaham poses in the material. It just cuts straight to the chase.
It really does.
Yes. Is your money still on manual? We automate alarms, navigation, and electricity. But when it comes to money, many people still decide every month all over again. The real question is not whether you know what's right financially, but why you need to make the same decision again and again.
And that right there is the core problem. It's not a knowledge problem. It's a consistency problem. People think financial independence is built on willpower, on motivation, on just trying harder.
But it's not.
It's built by mechanisms, by systems that operate consistently without you having to give yourself a pep talk every other week.
Okay, but let me push back on that for a second. Don't you need some willpower? I mean, you won't even set these systems up if you don't have any discipline to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great point. Willpower isn't useless, but it's finite. It's unreliable for the long haul. You need it to start the journey, to define that asset owner identity, to do the first budget.
But you can't rely on it to keep going forever.
Exactly. It's a depletable resource. Every single time you have to decide, okay, should I save this 10% this month? Or can I really afford this? You are burning precious mental energy.
That's the idea of decision fatigue, right? We see it everywhere. Top executives wearing the same outfit every day just to save that cognitive power for what really matters.
Yes. And in finance, these repeated decisions are absolute consistency killers. This is where that identity really comes into play.
The survivor versus the asset owner.
Right. The survivor financial identity is all about that daily grit. It's about hoping your willpower doesn't fail you before you hit your savings goal. It's a gamble.
Whereas the asset owner sees that mental friction, that internal debate, as a strategic weakness.
And they eliminate it. They use architecture to remove the problem entirely. One of the biggest ways they do that is by tackling something called the anchor effect.
Okay, what's that?
It's that psychological pull to spend money just because you see it sitting in your checking account, you see a big number, and the anchor is the thought that, hey, all of this is available for me to spend.
But if the money moves automatically, before you even really register, it's there.
You've strategically removed the impulse, the money for savings, for investments, for debt payments. It's already gone. It's already working for you before your brain can even start the debate.
You eliminate the pressure point. So the strategic insight here is pretty clear. Any decision that repeats, you should make it once, make it correctly, and then just automate it.
Because that human effort will inevitably fail you. The day you're stressed, the day you're distracted, that's the day the system breaks if it's manual.
So we need to swap the idea of trying harder for building smarter.
Yes. It's systems over effort. And let's be clear, when we say automation, we're not talking about becoming a tech wizard or mastering a dozen apps. Fundamentally, this is about implementing order and structure.
It's about making sure the machine runs whether you feel motivated that day or not.
It's like setting the GPS for your money. You punch in the destination once, your retirement goals, your savings targets, and now the system just keeps you on that route.
Even if you get distracted by, The shiny objects on the side of the road.
Exactly. And automated money. It doesn't argue with you. It doesn't hesitate when you see a flash sale online. It removes the emotion, the fear, the impulse buying, the procrastination from the entire process.
And the benefit, the thing I think people really underestimate, is the mental quiet.
Oh, it's huge.
The strategic relief that the asset owner gets from this is immense. All that energy you are wasting arguing with yourself every month, it's just freed up.
And what does the asset owner do with that freed up energy?
They put it toward higher level work.
Exactly. This is the energy you need for stage 3, for building and managing yielding assets. You can't be planning your next real estate deal if half your brain is tied up debating whether to pay the credit card minimum this month.
So automation is what truly locks in the resilience you built in stage 2. It makes your foundation stable, protected, and not subject to your daily moods.
It's the ultimate stability mechanism. And, speaking of strategy and structure, this is probably a good time for us to draw a crucial boundary.
That's right. As we get into these bigger architectural ideas, it's really important to pause and clarify what this deep dive is, and just as importantly, what it is not.
This episode provides conceptual and strategic content only. It does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, or money management.
And the host is not acting as a financial advisor. All financial decisions are ultimately your responsibility.
It's also critical to understand that there is no guarantee of results. Even if you implement everything we describe perfectly, success is not guaranteed.
Right. Just because this approach worked for the framework's originator, that doesn't guarantee it will work for you or anyone else. This is a thinking framework, and you are the final decision maker.
Okay. So with that necessary clarification out of the way, let's circle back to why automation is so foundational.
It makes your good habits permanent.
Permanent and scalable. This step is the real transition from doing the right thing, which takes effort, to having the structure that ensures the right thing happens automatically.
And this is all sequential. This step isn't the end. We've locked in the cash flow and savings with automation, but we are not done with building resilience.
Not even close. This stability now has to be protected. So the next steps are crucial. We're going to be talking about risk management, insurance, legal planning, the firewalls you need to build around your foundation.
And only once that's all secure, the automated flow and the structural protection, only then do we make that huge shift into stage 3, growth.
That's where the focus moves completely to acquiring that first yielding asset and systematically moving from work you have to do to work you choose to do. Right. It's a path of continuous learning.
I mean, look at Tamir Khaham himself, learning about digital assets late in life. It never stops.
It can't.
Which brings us to a final provocative thought for you to take away from this. Automation isn't just about moving money around efficiently.
No, it's about strategically reserving your mental capacity.
So the crucial question is this. If your brain is no longer busy arguing with itself about whether to save this month, what are you going to use that newly freed mental space for?
What higher level problems will you now be able to solve?
What's the real strategic cost of keeping your finances on manual? It's not just a few missed savings payments. You sacrifice the mental bandwidth needed to truly study markets, to analyze opportunities, to acquire the knowledge that creates real long-term freedom.
Automation reserves your best energy for the growth that truly matters.
We invite you to join us on the next deep dive, where we continue this systematic progression. We'll be implementing that necessary layer of risk management and structural protection. We'll see you there.